Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I see you real soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you, and I think you'll have to listen, because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day. My beginning will be
Along
as
the
bright
tower
as
of the
the
missing
sun.
in Savannah.
And as you come around, and it feels so right, it's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart, doesn't matter how far. There is so much love to give, something's telling me this time. Baby, baby, now I know. Baby, baby, gotta go. There is so much love to give, something's telling me it's right. When you came to me, oh I knew it's you, yeah, boy.
Where is Cody?
Hey family, how's everybody doing? I just wanted to jump on here for a minute. We were tracking some kids that came up missing and they found them. So that's what our story was going to be about today. But I just did not want to not come on and share with you guys what's going on. I'm getting ready for my class to start tomorrow. So I've been busy trying to get all my notes together and everything that I need. But I wanted to share some with you guys, just so that you guys will know. So there's this outcry right now in it's in California, and what they have did was it's an outrage. They started a new law. I don't know if you guys know about this new law, but I wanted to share with you because some people be like, there's really not a difference when a kid come up missing. But if you don't really know, then don't speak on it, because there is a difference. There's been a difference how they will look for a kid, what all they would do. Now, if you guys know, there was 2 kids came up missing, and they found the kids. They put out an Amber Alert, and they found the kids in Georgia. It was 2 Caucasian babies, and they found them. They put out an Amber Alert, and they found the kids. Well, not only that, there was another kid, and I can't remember what state this kid was in. It was a toddler. He was autistic, nonverbal, and he walked away from the house, and they found him. but he was deceased in this water. The lake was called the Looking Glass. And that really set me that that's how they found him. Everybody was hoping for the best for that child and everything, but nevertheless. So I want to share this new law that they got coming, so you guys will know. It says Ebony ALERT is their outrage over the new system for missing Black kids and women. Okay, so there's a law now. Everybody was kind of being, sarcastic because Carly did some damage down there in Memphis when she reported seeing some white baby walking on the side of the highway. So, and that, and everybody went looking, it went national, and come to find out, she described the person as a white guy, red hair, balding at the top. And everybody was like, well, that's bozo, that's bozo the clown. Like, something's going on with this girl. Like, she's not, I don't know what's going on with the Carly situation, but I was telling you guys, and whoever won that Powerball, they were in the California area, in the Bakersfield. I think it was Bakersfield, but they live in a trailer home. So you guys that say that you can't win the Powerball and all that other stuff, well, hey, somebody wasn't listening to you down there in Bakersfield in California, and they won. And they're billionaire. Well, they're not going to be a billionaire because after they take out the taxes, they're going to end up with like 709, just only but $790 million, just 3/4 of a million, I mean, 3/4 of a billion. Sorry. So let me tell you about this update, okay? So the update says that there is called a new alert called Ebony ALERT. If you guys, some of your phones went off, a little bit, and they were testing the system to make sure that it would go national, but here's the thing. The man behind the new Ebony ALERT is in California. He's defending this new law that in the face of tons of online backlash he's been getting. He tells us that the lack of resources for missing Black kids forced the lawmakers' hands to making this in the state of California. He was talking to TMZ, you guys, but Tuesday, and he told them that the law was necessary because law enforcement wasn't doing its job when it came to issuing out alerts for Black youth who has gone missing. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but if you ever Google missing kids or whatever, there's like 45 kids just in the last month, Black kids in Ohio missing. And where's these kids going? Well, some people say it's probably they ran away because they're not just toddlers and things of that nature. We don't know. But, I mean, that's a lot of kids to come up missing. But anyway, nevertheless, so Bradfield says that young Black kids make up 38% of the state's missing persons, and Black people only make up 13% of the state population. That's crazy. Pointing out that the data as another example of why he feels that the Ebony ALERT is needed is because you guys remember when the Gabby Petito came up missing. I mean, when Gabby came up missing and everybody was looking for Gabby, they really wasn't looking for her. I'm going to just be honest with you guys. You guys know we're going to talk. When we over here, we talk straight talk. We don't play around when it comes down to the facts and stuff. We know that they was not looking for Gabby to be walking down the street or, at a friend's house. They were looking for Gabby to be dead somewhere. And it's weird because the thing about it is the boyfriend was at his mama's house and they couldn't go talk to him, get with him. He lawyered up, his family lawyered up, and then he went away for, after they went back to the house, and that's what the family says. But then, if you really get down into it, if you follow that case, when the mama gets on, it's a lot of crap, okay? And but she was already gone. But nevertheless, he goes off into the woods or whatever and take himself out because he can't face what he has done to Gabby. But you had every social media, you had every news broadcast, you had every channel. I mean, it was nationwide. You had celebrities pouring out. They had so much money. They had boots on the ground. They had SWAT. They had CIS and CIAs, and they had FBIs and every initial you could possibly get to go look for Gabby. Never seen that before, and she was a good girl. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you. If somebody in distress, it doesn't matter to me, but I want everybody to have equal opportunity to be found, especially when you have predators out there and people killing your kids and, dating them and thinking that they're good and they done did something to them, sexually gratifications and, doing stuff to your children or kids and stuff. They just need to get out of here. So, it's weird because the last thing you think about is color. You know what I'm saying? When you're in distress, you're not thinking of color. When you're dying, you're not thinking, oh, I don't want a black person to give me a CPR. You want to survive. You want to live. So you don't care who gives you CPR. You hope and pray somebody helps you. You hope and pray somebody stops and start doing some. But there's a difference. And it is. Come on. And it is a difference. And I'm just going to share this with you. And I do believe that certain race feels more humanized for life than prejudice. And I think we all got some prejudice in us. So I know some people be like, SP, no, I don't. I don't have none in me. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. You better look a little deeper, my mama say if somebody said they didn't, then that's a liar, because we all share and we should be fixated, comfortable in who we are. There's nothing wrong with who we are, but this is how the world has groomed us. The world has groomed us. Football, we pick a team and we cheer that team. That's what we do. It could be the Rams, it can be Dallas, it can be the Kansas City Chiefs, but we pick a team, okay? And then we cheer that team. No matter how good it is, how bad it is, we cheer the team. That's how the world is. No matter how good this race is or bad this race is, the world cheers certain teams, okay? Let's put it all in a nut shell. And let's see. Oh, my book is here. This better be my book for school. It came early. Thank you, Papa. I think this is my book. I don't know what else it could be. Open package. Open package. They said it wasn't going to be here until Tuesday. This would be nice. Oh my God. Boy, they rap like I rap. You guys, I'm scared. I don't want to. Oh my goodness. Let's see what it is. You guys, I'm opening up a package. Anyway, let me share with you guys. Oh man. You guys want to know what this is if it's my book? Uh-oh, I'm getting it. No, it ain't my book. Yeah, I don't know what it is. The heck? Please let it be my book. Please. Lord, please let it be my book. I need it. School starts tomorrow and I ordered my book late. it is. Thank you, Lord. Oh my God. Yes, it is. Yay. That's what I am talking about. See how good God is? We serve a good God. Oh, yes. We serve a good God. Yes, we do. We serve a good, good God. Yes, we do. Yes, yes, yes. And you know, that's weird because it's not even, I think, no wonder it was so cheap. I got the whole book in front of me. Cause see, I'm gonna tell you about class, you guys. Uh, did you watch Florida news? I sent you. Not yet, not yet. We're going to talk a little bit. I'm gonna watch it in a minute, but oh yes, woo! Wait till my study partner see. I got the book. Anyway, woo! Because see, I can't really study online because that's just too much stimulation for me. So even though that I get all my books online, I have to order my books so I can read it, especially when I'm at work. She said, ask and believe. That's right. Ask and believe, and you shall receive. And Lord have mercy, I needed that book because I can only study. Oh my God. Thank you, Lord. Anyway, so going back to this Ebony Alert, he says he feels that Ebony Alert is needed. There's a media component to this, he says. Missing Black kids don't get nearly the amount of coverage, pointing to the 2021 Gabby Petito case. So when he went in front of legislatures, he said, look what happened over here when Gabby came up missing. Look what happened with any other person. And so he showed them the statistics, he showed them graphs, he showed them facts, actual facts, like how the difference is. So for the question about oversight, he tells us how the new system will be monitored. So the Golden State, California, is rolling out a new system to report and find missing Black children and women. It's completely separated from an Amber Alert, and it's already causing a backlash. They like, oh, you the guys don't need to be looking for little Black kids and Black women. I mean, because they're the less ones that we don't care about, you know? But folks in California are outraged over the new statewide, I said statewide alert system, and that's called the Ebony Alert. And they're backed by the Senator Stephen, his name is Stephen Bradford, okay? So this is going to be the first of its kind law as another, there he's saying this is another form of segregation. Okay, so they recently, the governor down there in California, his name is Gavin, he signed a bill into law creating the Ebony Alert, which goes into effect January the 1st and will be used for Black people between the ages of 12 and 25. Did you guys hear me? Put in the chat 12 to 25. So it's not for, you know, a 3-year-old or 10-year-old, but the ones that has not been, you know, like when a 12-year-old girl go up missing, they be like, oh, she just ran away. They're not going to look for her because, you know, she's a troubled child. She's Black child. She, you know, she's in that age, you know, she's now a woman, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, so when, you know, so they're saying that this Ebony Alert will be used for Black people between the age of 12 and 25 who are missing, plus young Black women who are reported missing. So the Ebony Alert is similar to the Amber Alert as it calls for local law enforcement to notify the California Highway Patrol if they need help finding a lost child with lawmakers saying it also encouraged media to report on missing Black people, because before, you guys didn't really have that. So the problem is the reaction of the internet is there should not be separate alert systems for missing children based on race, with some saying folks claiming the change is a way for authorities to decide how fast they want to respond, and others saying some groups will straight up ignore the Ebony alert altogether. So here's the problem. They're saying when they get a Amber Alert, the Amber Alert is for white or Caucasian children or people, and then the Ebony Alert is for Black or women or children. So since you put a name on it saying Ebony, meaning a darker skin color, or ebony is somebody find, look up the definition of ebony. Ebony, okay? So because I like when you have the definition of what a word is, then you know what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? So ebony is, we always know ebony is, I don't know, when I think of ebony, Sanja say brown. When I think of ebony, I do think of brown. I think of wow. What do you guys think when you think of ebony? Ebony and ivory. Remember that song, Living in Harmony? Da-da-da-da-da-da. That when that song came out. But I always think of ebony, I always think of a kind of a cocoa color. I don't know, cocoa. Ebony. But anyway, the California lawmakers are being ripped for not thinking this through. And there are people wondering if there are going to be other alerts for different races too. Which one, and that's weird. Zena says Black. Okay. Sanja says brown. Okay. So they're saying, okay, so is there going to be other alerts? Because for different races too, which one's using, the one alert? So they're proposing the one alert for the Hispanic people that go missing. Okay, here's the thing. And I get it, but I don't get it, because and I understand it. My problem is, I do want to talk about this, but my problem is, if you do, like they said, have an ebony alert and you have an amber alert. Well, we've been doing Amber Alert, and Amber Alert hasn't been working for us. So what do we got to lose? Okay, so we do the Ebony Alert. So the Ebony Alert, then yeah, the police in the fire department and the highway patrol will know that it is a brown child or a brown woman or whatever. Is that gonna lose some interest? If that is the case, you had a problem before you even initiated an Ebony Alert, if that's the problem. Because if you're going to think, oh, I'm not going to do it because now they got their own little Amber Alert, you wasn't doing it in the first place. You just probably said you were doing it, or you look like you were doing it. But it shouldn't change a person's mind thinking when a person is missing. You understand what I'm saying? So worried about if they're going to come or not come. Okay, well, do something. We got to try to do something, because we are seeing that it's not working for certain groups. And why is it when you say, okay, because I remember back in the day, everything was lolly-dolly, everything was fine, but there was certain groups that was getting killed by police. There was certain groups that, and so, they like hands up, they did everything. Now, take it that a Caucasian person came up with the slogan saying, Black Lives Matter. Okay, here's a little history for you guys that don't know. It's a Caucasian person that came up with the slogan, Black Lives Matter, okay? Don't get it twisted. That was not a black person that said that. That was Caucasian. Okay, so then, people started liking it. So they was like, okay, Black Lives Matter, because it meant like, hey, we can put our hands up, we can give, or if you think we did something wrong, or you stopped us and our lights is out and now you want to rough us up, hey, just remember that our life matter. We got kids, we're human, whatever. That's all it meant. But some people was like, oh no, all lives matter, or white lives matter, or my lives. Why can't, like, it was really had nothing to do with just the color black. It was a statement saying, stop killing people because you're in a position and you're killing a certain type of people. And we know you're killing other people also, but these are the majority ones that's getting hurt. But other people took it to another level, talking about, oh, you're talking about it's because it's black. No, it was because they were targeting black people when they're being stopped. And it's a total difference. And it is when this color gets stopped and that color gets stopped. The interaction is totally different. We have to teach our kids two different ways. I see it all the time. I'm in Caucasian homes, I'm in Spanish homes, and I'm in black homes all the time. And the way that they raise their kids and teach them when they get to driving, they don't teach them the same thing I teach my kids. And other African American women teach their kids. They be like, make sure you put your hands on the wheel. Stop. Don't run. Answer the questions. Don't go reaching for nothing. Try to have your phone on. Don't drive at a certain time of the night. They don't teach their kids that. They don't. Period. And I'm just being honest. I hear what they teach their kids. Not one home, two homes, three homes, a whole bunch of homes. They teach their kids the laws of the road. And you got your rights. And you don't have to identify yourself. That's what they teach their kids. And that's why you see them sitting up there arguing with the police officer, telling them, I ain't got to do this and I ain't got to do that. But we don't teach our kids that because we want our kids to come home. There is a difference. And then when you have, and we were talking about this over the weekend, and it's always a color thing. And some people say, oh, you be so hard. But your parents have taught you a certain way so that you can survive. Whether your parents are still here or not, mine's are not. But I remember what they taught me. When I'm in those situations, like I don't sit back and think about them all night and all day. But if my car stops on the highway in the middle of the night, I'm not finna get out my car if a police officer pulls behind me. I'm going to roll my window down just a little bit and we're going to have that conversation. I have a tow truck coming. Please, I don't need your help. You can keep on moving. Manuel, can I see your ID? Where are you going? None of your business. I can't say that. I say, I'm headed home. Where you live? I don't have to tell you nothing. I'm waiting on a tow truck. Please, could you just leave me alone? I'm scared. These are things that you're going to have to start saying, and you teach your kids to say this stuff. Make sure you're recording at the same time. Or somebody's on the phone. Officer, what is your name? I'm scared. Please, I'm just waiting on a tow. I don't want to get out the car. I don't want your help. I really don't. If I have to get out and walk, I don't want you to even follow me. I've been in those situations. I'd rather get in a tow truck guy's truck with him instead of a police officer helping me. Because you see what happened to that young lady, Sandra Bland. Things happen. And people just tuck them underneath the rug like it didn't happen. You don't hear nothing else about it. You call for some help, and you see what happened to the young lady that was in her house with her nephew. The neighbor called for some help. What happened? Because he's scared. He just starts shooting. Then they try to say she had a weapon. A weapon for what? She in her house. You coming on her property because a door was open or because the neighbor said something. Now the neighbor's like, I wish I wouldn't have called. Now, so my mother used to say, like when my mother would get sick or whatever, my mother would say, I said, Mama, call 911. She'd be like, no. Because they seen so much. And people's like, but it's gotten better, SP. No, it hasn't. It has gotten quieter. People has gotten so relaxed when it happens. They be like, well, I'm going to tell you something somebody told me yesterday. And it made me so sad. I really didn't even think about the live today because it's been heavy on my mind. So, and it hurts. And it hurts. So we have a resident. He is African American. And he's in this state of keep climbing out of the bed onto the floor. And he keeps doing it, and he keeps doing it, an older man. And so I went to his room and I said, please, would you stop getting on the floor and doing this? And he says, leave me alone. I'm trying to get in my closet. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm like, look, you're going to end up on breaking your hip. And that's the end of it. Because you can't even stand. So what are you doing? Stop doing that. He says, get out of here. You're mean. I said, I'm mean. I'm the one that gives you snacks, lunch, pick you up, make sure you do everything that you need. Now, I'm a hands-on nurse, which I should not be, but I am because we don't have enough CNAs. So I'm on the floor. I'm putting people to bed. I'm helping with anything that needs to be done, right? So early this morning, and I said this morning, and this is nonfiction. Anybody know what nonfiction means? Put it in the chat. This is nonfiction, what I'm telling you. He comes to the nurse's desk, and we're talking about the next nurse coming on. And so, because we kept him up there so I can keep an eye on him instead of him falling or breaking down or whatever. And I said, I'm going back to school, and in a couple of months, I will get my RN. Isn't that good? You know what this black man said to me? African American. He said, then you can be a real N. Oh, I forgot to tell you, he is married to a Caucasian woman that never comes to see him. He's been in there for 4 or 5 years. When she comes, give me the check, and she's gone. We see her for 2 minutes, the first of the month. That's it. Give me the check, and she's out. And he loves her dirty draws. This man told me, and I said, what? Because I didn't understand what he was saying to me. He said, because I wanted him to repeat it, he said, in a couple of months, when you get your RN, you will be a real ninja. And so I said it again. I said, what? What are you saying? And he says, then you'll be confirmed. Now, I'm still trying to wrap my head around what this person has said to me. Like, is he saying, well, then you're a sellout, or they allow you to be in the master's house? What are you saying? See, this is why I'm telling you guys this, is because people think that if you don't say anything, then you're in agreement. But this has bothered me all day. This has bothered me. This has shaken my understanding. Like, now, that whatever he say is definitely not going to change what I'm doing, because I don't know where he get his understanding. But you see how some people think? So I'm wondering, because there is a conspiracy, and I've told people this, but I won't tell y'all how I know, but there is a conspiracy being in the nursing. People like, no, it ain't. Well, I don't know where you are, or where you at, or whatever, but you can't tell me I didn't get this, or I didn't pass that, or whatever, or I know, because I know what the answer is. Now, I don't know everything, but when I say I know, trust and believe, I know. I didn't go, it's in my head. No, I know for a fact. And I know that sometimes they don't let certain nurses in because of, their color or whatever. So some people say, I try to educate them. Like, you don't see it because it don't happen to you. So you don't think about stuff like this. But this is all the way through school, work, any job. You've seen it for yourself. So when it comes to our kids, I just tell you guys to be respectful and let it be the kids, let it be the missing person, and not think so much of the color, okay? Let it be the cause, the missing person, the missing kid, and not think so much. But do not get mad when something good is happening to a race that has been denied the same access, because it's never been fair. Some people be like, oh, but yes, it is, SP. No, it never has. See, one thing about the Carly thing, and I wanted to share this with you guys. I started following that case as soon as it happened, but I knew by how they were acting. They wanted to blow it up and get certain groups in their feelings and everybody jump on, but they knew. Because let me tell you something. When that girl Carly said it was a kid walking down the highway, a white kid, everything in Memphis stopped. Okay? Let's keep it real. They wasn't looking for Carly. They was looking for that child that she said she seen on that highway. That was the golden key. That's the golden egg. It wasn't Carly. So when everybody be like, oh, I was in my feelings and all this, such, and all this other stuff. No, it wasn't Carly. So when they found out it wasn't a kid, now they mad at the woman. Because you got FBI, you got the CIA, you got SWAT, you got the eye in the sky, you got National Guard, you got everybody looking for this woman that came up missing, that said that she seen this kid. As long as she stayed in her place and looked after this particular type of kid, they were going to look for Carly. so they can get some answers. But when Carly came back with her hair done and her nails done and Cheetos and stuff all in her fingernails, they said this girl is she cuckoo. You wouldn't have never known how many cameras is on that highway, but they showed you something. No, she ran back in that field, but it wasn't to see where Carly went, just to see if there was a child. And I tell people this all the time, don't go out there start doing crime and stuff like that, because if they don't catch you one way, they'll catch you if they want to. They may not tell you how they know this and know that, because it's not like they're smart. They're not smart. They're average people. I can't even give them credit. But that eye in the sky, you cannot get away from it unless you go underground. That is on everything. I'm just being honest with you guys. If you don't know, now you know. Nobody ever told you there is an eye in the sky that shows and record everything. Please don't go running around thinking that you're going to go rob this and rob that, pay Paul and Peter and all this other stuff. You better go sit down somewhere. They're not supposed to use it for this, but they do. They just can't tell you. But it's not like they're smart. They just rewind the cameras and look and see who went where when. And then they start putting other stuff together to show what they know. But they don't. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. I don't know how this is going to turn out, you guys. If you got some feelings about it, let me know. I'm going to put this in there. If you want to climb up, you can. If not, that's fine. I just wanted to share my thoughts with you. And if anybody got any idea of what this man was talking about at my job, please let me know, because only thing I can think about is he said I'm going to be some kind of house ninja. And see, it's not even, it's like this. If you won't change, some people, just like in Missouri, like 80-90% of Missourians are African American. But then when you go up there, that's who's all in jail and who's all in prison. And then you look and see who's the judges and the doctors and the lawyers. They're all the whites. And you're like, you guys can vote and you won't even vote. You guys won't even vote the people in. And you're sitting there, that boy, that's why that boy went in there, walked out with his little juice and everything. What's his name? His name was some kind of Brown guy. Michael Brown. And it was a whole big disturbance. And everybody was like, oh, they just killed him and such. They said, put your hands up. He said, he put his hands up. They talking about he went for something. Went for what? That's why when the kid down there in the California, I think it was the California area, walking home with some Skittles. We got a law. Everybody, stand your ground. And we're like, what? What's he talking about, stand your ground and all this other stuff? That man is scot-free. Everybody talking about he won't live long and all this. He living okay. He ain't in. Yeah, he's still going to jail for little bitty petty stuff. Because his life would never be the same, because he killed somebody. And he know he killed somebody because he had anger and hate already in his heart. That is a case where that man should have went to jail and prison. And you guys know it. I can't even remember. Zimmerman. That was his name. George Zimmerman. Gil said the chief of police where I live is black. Okay. That doesn't really mean anything. You seen what happened in Memphis. All the police officers that beat Tyree were black. Okay. And So what I'm saying is sometimes when you get where you want to go, people think you need to turn against your own or someone that looks like you, that looks like your kids, look like the kids that run around and play. I live in a dominant white area, so when my kids was growing up, they want to play with other kids, so they would all play. So my son goes over to this one house, and there's kids there. There was two Caucasian girls that he loved to play with because they had the toys and he had the toys, and they loved to play with these same toys. So anyway, he goes there, knock on the door, and say, "Can whatever Alicia, whatever Lisa and Maggie, Margie, or what's her name, Megan, come out and play?" And the father's like, "No, get away. They can't." And then the father comes to my house, and he's a police officer, and he was like, "I'm a police officer. I don't want your son back at my house." I said, "That's fine." I said, "What's the problem?" He was like, "I don't let my kids play with black kids." I told him to get off my porch. They're kids. It just so happened Megan grew up. Megan was one of the girls I told you that I took out of a dope house when they was running a train on her or whatever. Megan, yeah. Megan the Stallion. Okay. That was a joke, but nevertheless. And she dates black men. She grew up. But when the kids are missing, the last thing we need to be really thinking about and getting angry about is a color. Let that be second, third, or fourth. Get mad later on after you find them or after they return home. And just like when Charlotte returned home, everybody was like, "Ooh, we so happy." Why you so happy? Brianna didn't return home. But I remember people saying negative stuff about Brianna's mama. They didn't say nothing about Charlotte's mama. Y'all ain't even seen Charlotte's mama. You see the difference? I'm just saying. Anyway, call on in. I wanted to finish my thought. How you doing, Lisa? I see you in the building. How you doing, Lisa Taylor? Hey, Walk the God, Sanja, Nancy. I see you, Margie, keeping it real. Gail, call on in. I'm waiting on you. Let me finish reading this to you guys. That's when she'll call in. So the Ebony Alert is similar to the Amber Alert, as it calls for local law enforcement to notify the California Highway Patrol if they need help finding lost children, with lawmakers saying it also encouraged media to report on missing Black people. Problem is, the reaction on the internet is there should not be separate alert systems for missing children based on race, with some saying folks claiming the change is a way for authorities to decide how fast they want to respond, and others saying some groups will straight up ignore Ebony alerts altogether. California lawmakers are being ripped for not thinking, for not thinking this through. And there are people wondering if there are going to be other alerts for different races too, with one using purpose, the one alert for the Hispanic people that go missing. It's the second controversial bill Newman has signed into law recently, joining Mario Lopez hated Skittles ban. Go ahead.
I think it's a very good law.
Huh?
Because every child that's missing, I don't give a damn what color they are, they deserve to be respected, and somebody needs to go out there and look, ask questions, and bring that kid home. So, it doesn't matter.
It shouldn't matter.
It's a child.
Well, does it matter? They call it Ebony ALERT.
Well,
Is that gonna?
They should call it missing child alert. Doesn't matter. There shouldn't be a discrimination on color or race. It's a child. Period.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't matter. I don't give a damn if it's a zebra or a purple kid.
Well, you know, these things are very.
Go out there and look and find them.
Well, you know, these things are very controversial because when we had segregation back in the day, I mean, I wasn't around, but I felt a little bit of it. Being old as I am, I felt a little bit of it. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have white.
I did too, because being raised in Missouri by older people in the country, you know, you're told stuff before you go to school, but, you know, if you wanted to play with another kid, you just didn't tell your family what you did. Pray nobody else tells on you.
Right. So what you're saying is if you wanted to play with a black kid, you couldn't tell nobody. Huh?
I'd play with the kid and pray nobody told on me.
You prayed that nobody told on you?
Damn Skippy, because I'd get the beating of my life when I got home through the door.
Mm-hmm.
So you damn Skippy, I prayed nobody told.
Right.
But I would do it if I want to. I'm a free will. I have never allowed anybody, no matter how many magazines I had to curve in my butt and my panties,
right.
I just never allowed anybody to tell me what to do, no matter who it was. Period.
But it was said and taught to you to not.
Well, I don't want to say what was said and what wasn't.
Well, I know you don't.
Matter.
I mean, but I know you don't. But that's what we.
Is I knew I was going to get my ass kicked when I come through the door. So if I would do something, I would always do it and never get caught.
Well, this is what we were talking. This is what we're talking about. The way we were taught is totally different. That's not how I was taught. Like, my mother didn't teach me not to play with white children. She didn't teach me that.
Well, you know.
But I just gave you an example when the guy came to my house and told me himself, he's a police officer, and he does not allow his children to play with black children.
Yeah, he's probably one of them weird, blacked out, white sheeted mother. I'm not even going to say the word, but you know what I meant.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So what do you think is going to happen to this Ebony ALERT? Do you think it's going to be...
All I hope is that when a child comes up missing in any state in America, it doesn't matter what state it is, that people be feeble and have sense enough, no matter what color that kid is, to go and looking and asking questions and get to the bottom of it.
So if he thinks that there's not enough publicity, media, on certain race or whatever, and they so they do this because it's already signed into it. It's going to start January the 1st, and we start, you know, and
I'll just put it this way: I don't care what kind of alert it's called. If it brings a child back to its family and its home, they can call it anything they want to. At the end of the day, it's still a missing kid that needs to be found.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I'll put it to you this way: that it might be a good law. We just don't know. Give it a shot.
Right.
But I'm saying is, it don't matter what color that kid is. Color discrimination should have absolutely nothing do with it.
Right.
The fact that there's a kid out there missing that's probably hurt and wants its family should be the main goal.
Because let me share something with you. You felt compelled to get something done when Classic and Sincere came up. I mean, when it first broke.
Yeah, you remember me having the prosecuting attorney give you a call.
Yeah.
When nobody else would.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I told you I'd make a call.
Yeah.
And you didn't believe I could, and I did, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Yep.
He sure called me.
Oh, yeah.
But you see the difference? How many times I called, he would not call me back.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
But when you called, he called me.
Oh, yeah, me and him had a long talk.
Okay, but that's great, but it shouldn't be that way. I should be able to call and he answered my phone call.
I complained about that, too.
Or respond to my call, and he would not.
Have a police number to call when somebody's calling in like that and nobody's responding.
Right.
I said, that don't make no sense.
Right.
I says, what do we have police department for?
Right.
You know? Now, I was going to tell you, while I had you on here, speaking of laws, my favorite law is in effect in Florida. And I sent you a reliable news source, Channel 4, out of Tallahassee. My favorite law is Florida law. Any child, doesn't matter what color it is, 12 and under, if you rape that kid in Florida, you get the death penalty, automatic. And they've forced it into law. I sent you the news broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it should be legal in every state. And I was hoping that you would share the news broadcast with the other viewers.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it is an important issue. I think every state in the union should have death penalty for a child rapist. And there's one good thing about it. Dead child molester, don't ever rape again.
Mm-hmm.
First time's the last time. And let's just pray that the other states will follow the lead. Because it was ordinary people like me and you that pressed the lawmakers of Florida to bring that into law. And I think that we, the people, should step up and say, this is what we want. Why should we support them? That could be a needed child that needs food or shoes on their feet, and we're taking that money and supporting a rapist.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And I was hoping you'd share that with the ladies because I know I ain't crazy and I know what the news broadcast said and I sent it to you.
How long is the news broadcast?
Just a couple seconds.
All right.
It just shows a table of a deathbed and it speaks up, it tells about the Florida law and that's about it. It takes less than 4 minutes.
Well, I'm gonna pull it up real quick.
Okay, it's on your text messages.
Yeah.
If you want me to send it again real quick, I can.
I'll send it real quick again.
Okay, I'm gonna hang up and send it. I'll see you when I get back.
All righty.
Bye.
Bye. So we are mixed now. No one should care. Look for the child. Yes. Yes. Kidnapping started with slavery. Oh, let me read this. Kidnapping started with slavery. It's a certain demographic culture to steal people. And anytime we try to dismantle that, they are true colors come out. Look up the Rio Wilson Act. Keeping it real, what you talking about? Let me look that up while she's sending this to me. Y'all hear my phone go doo. You know I got it. So RILYA. We're gonna get off of here in a minute, you guys, but just give me 5 minutes. 5 minutes. That's all I ask. I know we're late, but let me look up what she said. Oh, it wants to download it. Oh God. Okay. Oh, it says, okay, the Florida statute. A child from birth to the age of school entry who is, yes,
ASP.
yes,
I went into text and I tried to click the message to reshare it to your text, and I couldn't do it. I don't know why.
Well, let me look it up.
But it's on your text messages. It's a reliable news source, Channel 4 of Tallahassee.
Okay.
Okay. See
All right.
if you can get it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay, you guys, I got it right here. What she's got, it says, listen, Florida is America. Someone has a right. Every state should follow their lead. Can you share this with the group? Okay, let's see what it says.
Fact, as of today, arguably the most controversial one centers around changes to Florida's death penalty. Child rapists can now face execution for their crimes. News4Jax reporter Ashley Harding explains why the law is still likely to face challenges in court. The law specifically pertains to child victims under the age of 12. Higher courts have already said imposing death sentences in these types of cases is a violation of the Eighth Amendment. While some say the law is still a measure of protecting children, others say different. Florida courts now have a green light to sentence child rapists to death row. It was a measure that received bipartisan support as it rose through Tallahassee. Upon signing it into law, Governor Ron DeSantis said, "These are really the worst of the worst. The perpetrators of these crimes are often serial offenders." Maria DeLiberato is the executive director of Floridians for Alternatives to the Death Penalty. She does not disagree.
Of course, child sexual battery is one of the most horrific crimes that one can think of. Certainly not saying that.
DeLiberato, an attorney herself, explains even though the law is now technically in effect in Florida, the Supreme Court would first have to reverse its initial ruling for it to apply to a particular case.
I mean, the legislature, to their credit, acknowledged that when they passed it, right? They said, we know this isn't the law, we just hope the law will get changed.
She also says the trauma does not end there for the victim.
But you're also dealing with a living victim who would have to be a part of the inevitable decades-long death penalty process. A death penalty case is not quick. It doesn't go away quickly. It languishes for years and years and years.
DeLiberato also points to alarming statistics. According to the Child Welfare Information Gateway, about 90% of child sex abuse victims know their abuser, and about 30% of children are abused by family members.
And so now you've got this whole dynamic where a child is going to bear the weight of a possible death sentence to a neighbor, an uncle, grandfather, someone that they know, that everybody in their family is not going to feel the exact same way about.
It's also important to note this new law would still require an 8-4 jury recommendation for a death sentence. Ashley Harding, Channel 4, the local station.
Okay. So I understand what she's saying. So this law that can get into the death penalty if they do something to the kid, and they're passing it in Florida, and she's saying she wants them to pass it other places also. I did receive that. I'm actually looking at this Wilson Act right now. But the Wilson Act is only talking about the protective services children must be enrolled to participate for 5 days per week. Protective service children may not be withdrawn without prior written approval. If a protective service child has 7 consecutive days unexcused absent, the child care provider must notify the appropriate community. Okay, that's a law that's, when was this law? But this is only but in Florida. The department and child care provider must follow local protocols set up by the CBC. If it is not in the best interest of the child to remain at the child care or early education program, the caregiver must work with the case manager and the guardian, child care, and educational staff or the surrogate if one has appointed to determine the best setting for the child. This is a community-based care thing. This is something totally different. But you guys see, hey Jacqueline, it says a child from birth to the age of school entry who is under court order protective supervision or in out-of-home care and is enrolled in an early education. These are the things that when a child is taken from the home, this law is supposed to protect the child. And these are the things that the people who adopt these kids or have a foster home for these kids, they have to do. Have that kid in school, and if the kid misses 5 days or more, they have to report it. So that's what that law is about. So I just read the whole thing, and I mean, I skimmed through it, but I read it, but that's what it's about. If anybody wanted to know. If anybody wanted to know. So I know what Gail is talking about, but I just wanted you guys to know that that new law that's coming out, I mean, it can be good, it can be bad. I don't know. Some people thought, desegregation was going to be great. And then it's like, oh my goodness, we getting treated differently. But then if you stayed where you was at, where, the books were poor books, bad books, not more educational books and stuff. If you got a book, half the pages were missing or whatever, or you got hand-me-down, or the schools wasn't getting the same thing as the other. See, that's the thing. We could put it all together and but I guess you got to do something, because no, I see. Okay. She said, no, I sent it to you. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we just went over it. That's what we just went over. I got it. Oh, let me see this. Anyway, you guys, American Black children are missing at disproportionately high rates, and how the Amber Alert is at fault. Okay. On December 16, 2019, security camera footage of a Black teenager went viral. 16-year ago, Curl Sentez was being abducted by 2 men and forcibly pushed into a sedan. Despite this, it took the police 12 hours to issue an Amber Alert. Fortunately, Sanchez was found unharmed 2 days later. And it was reported that the kidnapping had been staged. However, the fact that it took the police so long to issue the Amber Alert shows the underlying racial disparity of this alert system. In the United States, approximately uh, 600 million people go missing, 1,000 go missing every year. Of that number, you under the age of 18 account for about 35% of these reported cases. The FBI releases 219 missing person statistics. Missing children has become more publicized in the United States over the past 2 decades, which has resulted in nearly 98% of which these missing children being located. National Child Kidnapping Facts. While these is promising, there are several racial disparities in the statistics of the 2% who are still missing. According to data from the 2019 United States Census, people who are Black or African American makes up 13.4% of the United States population. Quick fact. However, nearly 40% of missing persons are people of color. Statistics, Blacks and missing Black children makes up about 33% of all missing child cases. However, a research study published in the 2015 Communication Research Reports found that missing Black children only comprise 7% of media references. This lack of media coverage, as discussed by Jada, the forgotten victims of missing white women syndrome, is likely related to the fact that there are 4 times more unsolved Black missing people persons cases than there are cases of missing white and Hispanics. Frequently in the media, missing white children are given more coverage time. This disparity in media coverage time has been frequently called missing white women syndrome or damsel in distress syndrome, since it highlights the tunnel vision on young, white, attractive, wealthy females. Without addressing missing white women syndrome, missing Black children will remain unprecedented in the media and will continue to contribute to the disproportionately high volume of unsolved cases. One of the best ways for a missing child to be given media coverage is via America Missing Broadcast Emergency Response Amber Alert system, which was founded in 1996 after the kidnapping and murder of 9-year-old Amber. About Amber Alert, the system relies information on the kidnapped child to the public so that the people in the local area can help spot the child in question or their abductor. As of December 2020, the Amber Alert system has successfully assisted in the rescue of 1,029 kidnapped children. One problem with the Amber Alert system is the strict criteria that a case must fulfill for the message to be broadcast. It is because of this criteria that many missing Black children are pushed aside to be labeled an Amber Alert. There must be reasonable evidence that an abduction has occurred. The child must be believed to be in immediate danger or seriously bodily harm or injury or death. There must be enough descriptive information about the victim and the abductor. The child must be under the age of 17, and the child's information must be entered into the National Crime Information Center system. Guidelines for issuing the Amber Alert. If these guidelines are not met, an Amber Alert cannot be issued and the child is labeled as a runaway. When a missing child is listed as a runaway, they receive no media coverage unless police and government resources are available for their recovery. Being listed as a runaway can also be a legal loophole for law enforcement because when a child is listed as a runaway, the police are allowed to delay response and investigation time. In cases where the child is mislabeled as a runaway, the delay is crucial time that could be spent locating the child in danger. Based on Moses' extensive research, Black missing children are disproportionately labeled as runaways, which ultimately means that fewer resources are allotted to their safe return. And it keeps going and 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 going. It's a lot, you guys. But you guys get the gist of what it's saying. It keeps saying the same thing over and over. But we know that. We know that. I'm trying to say something wrong with my phone. I'm trying to say something wrong. Anyway, you guys, I'm glad she shared that with me because that's a lot of knowledge, but I want to read it. But so there was this Amber Alert, and I want to share this before we get off of here real quick. There was an Amber Alert. It was two girls that was abducted from Burger King in Columbus. They were found safe, okay, you guys. But I'm telling you, this Amber Alert went everywhere. It went viral. I mean, in seconds. I was like, my phone was ping. I'm here in Kansas, and my phone was ping, 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 ping. So this girl, it says according to the Columbus Police Department, both girls was located around 11:30 Monday and are safe. 11:30 a.m. this morning. Okay. The investigators continue and charges could be forthcoming for those involved in the abduction, according to the police department. It says a 4-year-old and 11-year-old girl was abducted from a Burger King Columbus Sunday morning. A second suspect has been identified. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children issued an Amber Alert saying the girls are in extreme danger. 2 adult female suspects has been identified in the case as 49-year-old Malika Harris and Kayla Spera, according to the NCMEC, that's the National Children Missing and Exploited Children, speaks is the girl's mother. So the mother is the one that kidnapped these kids. Kayla Harper Ford is 3 feet and tall and weighs 35 pounds. She has red hair and green eyes. She was last seen wearing a long sleeve shirt and pants. Kayla Home 11 is 4 feet 9 inches tall and weighs 75 pounds. She has brown, straight, shoulder-length hair and brown eyes. She was last seen wearing a white t-shirt, gray sweatpants, and white Croc shoes. Originally, the NCMEC said authorities were searching for a 2011 blue or gray Honda CRV with Georgia license plates. The Georgia Bureau of Investigators later reported the suspects may have switched cars and could now be traveling in a 2004 gold Lexus with Georgia license plates. So the mama went and got those kids. But police believe they may be headed towards OCILLA, also in South Georgia, some Ocilla. The connection between the two suspects has not been made clear yet. If you see the suspects and the girls are having, so they found the girls, but I just wanted to tell you, I was following that case because there you have again 2 kids. So I just wanted you guys to know that. I am going to get off of here, you guys. And like I said, I just want to come on, share some facts, share some information, let you guys know what was going on. And I will see you guys Wednesday, all right? Be good, be safe, and be nice to each other. Bye.